Hello, Dr. McElrath. My name is Joel Tomaszewski. I'm pleased to present to you my 6.2 capstone presentation of my strategic outreach plan for the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. This comprehensive plan aims to enhance community engagement, rebuild public trust, and foster a stronger regional collaboration. Over the course of this presentation, I'll walk you through a background of the agency, their current engagement strategies, my vision for improvement, proposed partnerships, the internal culture of the Sheriff's Office, some of the resources that will be required, and ultimately, how we'll measure our success. First, I'd like to start with a brief overview of the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office is the state of Michigan's largest full-service sheriff's office and one of the largest full-service sheriff's offices in the United States. Our operations include patrol services, jail operations, court security, as well as specialized assignments including SWAT, Sheriff Search and Rescue Team, drone operations, amongst many others. We follow a regional policing model, which means that we serve multiple municipalities within Oakland County under one unified command structure. This model already offers an excellent foundation for building community partnerships, as well as the outreach plan that will capitalize on this framework. Currently, the OCSO utilizes a blend of both traditional and digital engagement methods. Some of these methods include a very robust and strong social media web presence, community events such as parades, or engagement functions like Coffee with a Cop, as well as an extensive school resource officer program. However, our current engagement strategy faces limitations. Many of these outreach efforts are episodic and not continuous. It's a one-time thing that doesn't last longer than maybe a year at most. Our real-time community feedback mechanisms are minimal, and our outreach lacks structure and depth. But that is where my strategic outreach plan comes in, to move the Sheriff's Office from surface-level interactions to a deep, ongoing relationship with the communities that we serve. Some of the proposed partnerships that I would seek out in beginning my strategic outreach plan are some of the many nonprofits and other agencies that currently assist the Sheriff's Office. Some of those include Common Ground, which will help the Sheriff's Office address mental health crises with trained co-responders. Another is Haven, which is a domestic violence and sexual assault resource provider that offers survivor support. We would also partner with Forgotten Harvest, a program that would help address food insecurity in disadvantaged areas and often overlooked driver instability. Another strategic partner would be the Oakland Community Health Network that can help coordinate and facilitate behavioral health issues. And lastly, we would tap into our youth assistance programs to help us proactively nurture and support at-risk juveniles. These partnerships aren't just symbolic. They are operational necessities that would extend our reach and improve outcomes within the community. The culture and mission development taps into a vision that is a shift towards an interactive, community-driven engagement process. This means more than just solely showing up. It's about listening to, adapting with, and partnering with members and stakeholders in the community. We aim to incorporate digital tools that will allow for real-time feedback and community sentiment tracking. We would form localized advisory boards that will help shape agency policies and priorities. We will also employ a predictive analysis system that would help identify emerging trends and community risks that we face in law enforcement. This evolution reflects a philosophical shift from one-way communication to a continuous collaborative engagement that empowers our residents and helps shape our public safety policy. Currently, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office has a traditional law enforcement hierarchy-based structure. We have an organizational culture that does promote professionalism, but with our background in addition to Oakland County, there's a very strong basis in diversity, equity, and inclusion. The Sheriff's Office does currently support a strong amount of transparency. With Oakland County, reviews from various online sources show that there is a strong degree of training that the county offers. However, there are some significant leadership gaps. With that, some of the strategic steps to go forward with this and to make this vision a reality, some of the key strategies that would make us successful include: we have to cultivate a culture of partnership between the community and law enforcement. Second, we have to invest in a digital infrastructure that allows for meaningful feedback loops and data analysis. Third, we need to have and develop a culture internally of both training, hiring, and retention to develop persons that have the innovative ability, the emotional intelligence, and the leadership to meet these community expectations. This isn't just an external transformation or a plan to determine what the Sheriff's Office can do to the community. It has to involve internally, where our own people have to grow with the mission. Our current strategic direction and hiring goals already show a commitment to transparency and data-driven policing. According to internal reports and reviews, professionalism is a very robust cultural strength, and there are substantial investments in DEI initiatives and emotional investments. That said, there are also leadership gaps and inconsistency in that implementation, where this outreach plan would address that by anchoring community priorities in our operational strategy. We would seek out to determine and identify new candidates for deputy positions and in leadership positions that exude that public safety excellence, that do want to go out in the community and engage the community with outreach projects. They would also have to understand that mental health crises are the bulk of our job, and that their training would allow them to interact with and de-escalate those situations. We would also seek out a hiring goal to find people who want to be at the forefront and the vanguard of embracing technology and innovation, as well as being accountable for not only their actions, but the actions of those that they work with and serve with. Securing internal buy-in from both current employees and future employees is vital for the success of my strategic operation plan. To accomplish this, we would leverage 4 main strategies. First is our pilot program successes. Initiatives like youth mentorship programs and advisory boards have already been somewhat instituted and have demonstrated early success. Internally, we would show and give and make more efficient our training to provide better updated and targeted focused training on DEI initiatives, community sensitivity, as well as policy updates. We would also focus on feedback loops to ensure that our staff have structured forums to express their concerns, but also contribute ideas to the betterment of the Sheriff's Office, which would foster ownership of this engagement strategy. And lastly, we would do and embrace career building through tuition reimbursement, in-service training, as well as optional training options. Employees would be equipped to better themselves, understand different policies and procedures, but be better equipped to grow with the organization as well as our strategic outreach plan. We want a team that can view this shift as a growth opportunity and not just initiative just for change. To fully implement this plan, we'll need several core resources. We will need a dedicated outreach team composed of both deputies and civilian engagement liaisons. We would have to obtain and develop a suite of digital tools that would allow us to gather and analyze resident sentiment as well as crime patterns. We would enhance our staff training in trauma-informed care, emotional intelligence, and cultural competency. And we would get with advisory councils to be established at the substation level to ensure accountability within our local partners. These resources collectively would ensure that engagement isn't just a peripheral task, but it's embedded within our daily operations and our culture. Importantly, My strategic outreach plan aligns with the already established mission and values of the Oakland County Sheriff's Office: integrity, innovation, and engagement. This outreach plan isn't reinventing the wheel, it's just simply refining and leveraging what we already do well. This outreach plan enhances our trust, our responsiveness, and our transparency. By aligning with this existing framework, we would minimize any type of operational disruption, but maximize our impact internally and externally. A sustainable plan requires diversified funding sources. For that funding sources, this is how I propose we would structure it. Our estimate is $100,000 to $300,000 from philanthropic organizations such as the Community Foundation for Southeast Michigan or Blue Cross Blue Shield. Approximately $300,000 to $500,000 would be reallocated from with existing funding sources within the Oakland County general budget. And lastly, we would seek out federal grants from our strategic federal partners, such as COPS, JAG grants, and other mental health type grants that could yield an additional $250,000 to $750,000, depending on the cycle and the scope of those grants. This blend of public and private support helps establish long-term viability for the plan. The implementation of my outreach plan is based on 4 specific measures. First is engagement. We would start with digital engagement platforms with the real-time feedback. We would start mentorships already based on our SRO program with schools and local organizations. We'd also look towards the future. We would deploy corresponder programs, expand on what we already have, but make it more efficient and make it a more holistic program to reach out with the community. We would also create the long-term funding model through endowment partnerships to continue that long-term viability. We would also look at expansion, scaling the successful models that we've developed across jurisdictions, and deepen the integration with our partners. We could create multi-agency task forces for issues like substance abuse prevention, as well as domestic violence. And lastly, we would ensure that we're tracking and measure our community sentiment, participation rates, diversion outcomes, as well as recidivism. This real-time data from digital platforms and advisory board input would guide adjustments in our strategy. This assures that we remain agile, transparent, and accountable. In conclusion, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office is uniquely positioned to lead in community-informed policing. This outreach strategy is not just an initiative, it's a redefinition of what engagement means in modern law enforcement. Through transparency, collaboration, and continuous feedback, we can create a policing model that is not only effective, but ethical, inclusive, and community-oriented. Dr. McElrath, I appreciate your time and support through this class and the prior class and the conclusion of my master's program. It has been an honor to learn and develop from you, not only fully through Cleary, but specifically the classes I've had with you. I've learned a tremendous amount that I can take back with me with my agency. Thank you.